What's going on, guys? Rock Lee AC here. Yes, I am finally bringing you guys some Dragon Ball Z content for the new Bandai game, Dragon Ball Super. It's been quite a while. I've been juggling between a couple games here or there and really trying to find time to sit down and actually build decks and catch up with everything. I didn't really start building until the past probably month or so. Um, I've been really busy with transitioning with our locals, with Naruto, trying to promote that dead game, which actually we have a huge community now, but in the Midwest between Chicago, Milwaukee, and Indiana, and also transitioning from the other card game that I used to play all the time, Panini's Dragon Ball Z card game, back into this. So a lot's been kind of transforming from there, but I want to thank you guys for your patience. And I definitely wanted to have enough time for me to catch up and kind of slowly understand what the meta was like and all the key cards and everything. And I'm still learning, but definitely wanted to get something out there because I know a lot of events are coming up, and we just had a big regional recently, and I just saw the results of that. So it's really cool. Um, for those who don't know me, I've been doing a couple card games for the past 6, 7 years or so. Started with Naruto CCG back in, I don't even know, 5, 6 years back. So I know a lot of the player base um, from there who plays Super now. And then I transitioned into Panini's Dragon Ball Z card game, um, a few years back, 2, 3 years ago. And then here I am now with a Super's game. I guess I wanted to wait out, see how successful this game was going to be, and I felt like with um, just a combination with a lot of things unfolding, like the attendance rates, the promos, the values, how well the card game mechanics are presented, and how detailed they are when it comes down to like certain interactions. It was definitely something that I felt like I wanted to get involved with. Um, Also, a good amount of former Naruto players also helped convince me to join. I guess this game too as well. So you'll see a lot of shout outs from them because definitely my favorite game was Naruto, and as you can see, I'm still playing it because it's such a dope game, and we're still organizing events every week. On top of that, so I'll be referencing a lot of Naruto stuff here and there on my channel. But I hope you guys could appreciate that because a lot of the mindset I think going into this game from Bandai was also taken from the Naruto CCG. So I think that's part of the reason why you see a lot of Naruto players in this game is because it's a little bit easier to transition to. There's similar effects, there's similar wordings, some the battle award mechanic slash prizes. I think it really translates from that game. So you'll see a lot of players um, who were featured either on my channel or whatever, or given shout outs to people here or there onto my super content. So, um, yeah, I mean, and also I think it's very nostalgic to kind of travel and then seeing all these people again. The players that I used to play with back at like Gen Con, or just like I would see their YouTube and stuff too, and just be like, hey, I saw your deck profile, tried it out, it's pretty dope here and there. So, yeah, I mean, a combination of a lot of things got me into this game. So, I'm excited, and hopefully this channel will grow into something that will provide adequate content for you guys. I'm not a super pro player by any means, but I do hope to provide different perspectives on different decks. For those who know me, I do like to make kind of unique decks. I like to take some of the bad decks and try to make them at least a tier up than what they should be, or at least give different ideas. So, if anything, I might have some future content that will relate to maybe something that builds up some of those lower decks and stuff, or just something different, because I know a lot of people will be posting up, X Cell decks, X Goku decks, X blue green type of decks, you know. So I mean, any type of variety, I think, in the YouTube content world is definitely necessary. So on top of that, though, I will be traveling with you know, a couple team members, and I usually do play down in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Mindset Gaming, who's definitely hooked up with like amazing prices, and their store just opened up about in the summer, so they're still fairly new. So if you guys want to support them, please do. Their prices are outrageously cheap compared to the average out there. And you know, I usually be traveling with people around the Milwaukee area and stuff. So we'll definitely be getting a lot of stuff out there, and as well as deck profiles and interviews and matches and all that stuff. So once again, I just want to reiterate, thank you guys all for your patience. You know, for waiting for me to put up some content. It's been about a month since I did so with that contest, and I thank you guys for being patient about it. So today I'm going to be a deck profile of literally my second tournament. My second official tournament ran last Wednesday. It was my first win, and on top of that, I had a couple other games testing prior to it, so I felt like it was okay. It's nothing new, I think, to the meta. I mean, a lot of people have been playing it. It just hasn't really topped. But I think it's just a consistent deck that will always be a threat, like a 1.5 type of thing, or tier 2 at the lowest. But I think it's still very good in the meta, and yeah. So I mean, it was a smaller tournament. I went 2-1, but then my testing I went 5-0. Not to say a lot. I mean, I hate to say, like, you know, I ran, you know, 8-0 or 8-1 and like a locals type of thing, but it's something to put out there, and it's something that I was excited about because literally it's my second tournament. My first tournament I ran a Ginyu deck and I didn't do as well. I was literally still learning stuff, and I still am learning a lot of the interactions and realizing that this game is very in depth. But yeah, I ran Soul Striker. Goku. He basically untaps energy on either side, so he's always going to be able to have some free resources for you and stuff. So let's go on with the deck profile. I chose to do red and blue. I felt like in this game, I think I'm a little bit more aggressive than some of the control decks. So you'll be noticing maybe me splashing a lot of red into a lot of decks and stuff. So let's get started. We'll go with the one drops. I'm not going to do certain colors or whatever. I'm just going to go straight to the energy drops. So start off with 4 Saiyan Kabas. He's amazing, especially early game. He puts a lot of pressure on your opponent. Allows you to slowly self-awaken yourself. Double strike. I mean, he's, you know, a great threat both early game or even late game if you want to push for that extra damage. Next is 4 Majin Buu. Staple in a lot of blue decks. I mean, that's common sense. And 3 Bulma. I run 3 Bulma, 3 Whis. I just like that combination. I don't want to see it too often, and you know, you're looking to just open up with Saiyan Kaba in the beginning. So Bulma's great. She allows you to whiff up, tempo up, and kind of get up to the higher drops and everything. Next, 3 drops, 3 Jaco. Yes, I mainboard him because a lot of people in my area play Cell, specifically Tien, and Tien could just like go off and really get Cell moving. So Jaco's really helped in the long run, and just in general comboing, because you're going to be an aggressive deck, and sometimes your opponent wants to save like a threat on the board, but you know, you can just Jaco them and you know, win over that. But solid card. You know, just in general, I like them. 4 drops. I ran 4 Jiren. As a heads up, I run the Babidi package, so I mean, it's going to be these powerful red cards that can be summoned as early as turn 4. Jiren, obviously he's a beef stick. He has double strike. This card can attack battle cards that are in active mode, which is super helpful if somebody's trying to protect one of their threats, like Frieza or something like that. Somebody's super powerful. You some of their cell cards, it's just puts a lot of pressure on your opponent, and that boost is like huge too. And he's almost like a dual attack in a way that he gets switched back to active mode. So he's super powerful, very beefy. I like him a lot. And then again, like I mentioned earlier, 3 Whis. No stranger to the ramp package. Put a card back to the top. Next are the 5 energy cost cards, for battle cards, I could say. Gotenks, I mean, he's in the meta. You'll see him everywhere. I mean, people making ghost tokens and stuff. He's just a nice pressure threat again for like red, like just being able to pressure your opponent and have like three ghost tokens when he's put in play. They all have double strike if he's active and stuff, or if he's in play, and plus they have 15k each. So super spicy, very awesome. If you hit like 2 of these, your opponent's gonna have to deal a lot of pressure. The only thing that sucks is that cold bloodlust is out there, so your opponent's gonna definitely be trying to cold bloodlust this, or even worse, Babidi. So it really depends on the matchup. But I play differently when I know I'm playing against yellow. 6 drops. Of course, mind controlling Babidi, one of the best cards in the set. I think, even though you may whiff, which depending on your build, how many red cards you have, you're less likely to. Yeah, depending, it may happen. That's just like any other card game where you reveal the top 7. If you don't hit like a Broly, or if you don't hit a Goku, then bad luck with you. But here, when you play this card, look up to 7 cards from top of your deck. Choose up to 2 red battle cards, and with 2,500 or less power, 25,000, sorry, except for himself, and play them. Then shuffle it. So it's an amazing card. It gets out your bigger drops earlier, and that's what I realized in the set 2 meta. There's a lot of decks that get out threats early, like Cell. So you're going to need to compete with people not only dropping things early, but also ramping up early with blue, just to get things out quicker, because I guess that's the meta of this game. Next, I ran 3 Destructive Terra Champa. I like this card a lot because in this build I don't have a lot of board clear. I know a lot of people play like blue and green, so they have stuff like Kale or like green Destruction and stuff, but red doesn't really have too much in terms of board clear. So Terra Champa auto, when you play this card, choose all your opponent's battle cards in the battle area with 15k or less, and KO them. So it gets rid of those like annoying blockers like Android 16, any of those small minions like the Android 17, 18, cards like that, and it kind of helps you be aggressive. And in terms of aggressive, he has triple strike, so it really puts your opponent at a risk, especially in this deck where you're really pushing hard with say Kaba and maybe like your double strikes engine and stuff. So I like him at 3 because I definitely want to see him, and once your opponent sees like a triple strike, they're going to focus a lot of attention on that. And then the other drops is 2 Miraculous Gohan. I only have 2. I definitely run 4 in this package just because he's crazy and insane just to get that instant 2 damage, and he could even come in earlier in the Cell matchup. I'm still looking for 2 cards. I mean, I don't have all these cards yet at the moment. I'm still missing a bunch of promos, so I'm still in the midst of collecting, key cards that you would see. But hopefully, this build will actually help other players get a mindset that you don't need necessarily certain cards as a 4 of or 3 of. So, if you can make it work, then you can make it work. But yeah, Gohan's amazing. If you have only 3 or less cards, besides this card in your hand, reduce energy cost this card by 4. So crazy stupid. And then auto, when this card KOs your opponent's battle card, inflict 2 damage to your opponent. So that's straight 2 damage prizes. I mean, that's incredible. And he's a great card. Now onto like the extra cards, which is pretty much all blue. Which is all going to be staples, I think. So just going to go straight to these. 4 Whis Coercion, probably one of the best negates in the game. Counter attacks and readies an energy. 4 Objection, easy ramp card. 4 boost attack Piccolos. It's the typical 10k boost in every deck. Draws a card if you have 4, so very powerful. 3 results of training. You're going to need a way to awaken yourself. If Saiyan Kaba can't do it, or if an aggro deck can't do it, then you're going to have to awaken. Sometimes I awaken as early as, I think one of my games, my opponent only did 1 damage to me, so I awakened when I had 9 prizes, and that gave me a huge advantage with cards and combos and stuff. And then 2 Senzu Bean. I might bump it up to 3, but it's not necessary, only because you're already going to ready your energy with Goku. With the Soul Striker, you're going to ready 2 energies. But Senzu Bean definitely helps against like the matchups, like the mirror match, or like red against like Gotenk coins and stuff. So Senzu Bean is definitely a hard counter to the, Gotenks. But yeah, I mean, you could obviously switch a lot of cards here or there, and this was my ratio that I had during my tournament, my recent tournament. So that was awesome. My side deck's not really built properly. I mean, I have some cards that were just thrown in there, just in case I'm going against like super aggro or something like that, or if I needed to balance out a couple things here or there. But my Fubas were definitely there to side out against the threats. Pilaf, indestructible, I guess, if somebody's running like Zamasu. Another Jaco, if I wanted to go aggro for that. Champa, again, for aggro time or something. And these, I forgot what these are in here, maybe Cell or something aggressive. But yeah, I won first, so that was really awesome. It was great to have that feeling, I guess, just because literally your second tournament, and you're still learning a lot. I lost to a Beerus deck, which managed to get out Whis, and unfortunately I didn't have a counter for that. Literally, I think it was like down to like the last turn, and if I had one more turn, I probably would have wiped him out. But I tapped out and all my energy in the combos, and then he tapped out the last 5k. It was literally just a 5k beat at the very end, and that's how I lost. I beat a Cell in best of 3, which was really nice. And then I also beat the new Mecha Frieza in game 3. So I had close matches. Again, there's still a lot to learn about this card game, but I'm really excited. In my tournament pack, I pulled a Black Goku Rosé. So I felt like I definitely won that tournament. And then in the booster packs that I won for first, I pulled a Cell energy cost 7. So I mean, with that alone, it's easily worth maybe $70 in pricing, which is amazing. So that's really always a good feeling to have. At a locals, just being able to plus that many cards in the long run, and then in return, I got myself one of the draft boxes, which is really awesome. The quality on these are like great. I'm probably gonna be posting up my draft box opening video before this deck profile, so you'll probably see that first. But definitely, I'll be having more content in the future. Again, I just hope to collaborate with other players out there. I know I have a lot of people in our community who are itching to do deck profiles and kind of get the Midwest kind of area known, I guess you could say, or at least start up our area in the Milwaukee, Wisconsin area / Illinois. So yeah, we're coming for you guys, definitely. And shout outs to all the Naruto players out there. Who are doing well in this game. Hopefully I can follow the trend and, meet a lot of people down in regionals. Speaking of regionals, I did sign up for Indianapolis, so that's probably the only other regional I'll be going to. But other than that, I have a Majin Vegeta deck profile that I want to upload before the next regionals come up, because I think Majin Vegeta is good, or at least the build that I made, and that's probably the one that I would have been bringing to the next regional. So stay tuned for that, and of course a lot of other things here or there. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. I'd really appreciate it. I'm just a above average guy making content for fun and for you guys, really just for you guys. And hopefully you guys enjoy my content and at least provide some type of insight, just like in my past prior videos for other card games. So thank you guys all for listening. I appreciate you guys, and hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week. Peace out, YouTube.